Hey guys, today I'm working on this 2014 Ford Fusion, and it's got the 1.6 liter engine. Excuse me. This car has been in another shop. Maybe not a shop, but maybe like it's been going through a couple of more mechanics, and obviously it's here because they cannot figure it out. But this car has a big problem, and it seems like it's not a mechanical problem. I know somebody already tried to replace the coils, replace the spark plugs, replace the timing belt, you name it. A lot of people try to do a lot of things on this car, but nothing is working on this vehicle. It's just doing the same thing, and a lot of you guys, I notice a lot of youngsters watching my videos, and if you, and not just youngsters, but a lot of people watch my videos, but I just want to send a message to guys or girls that want to get into this industry and want to work on cars. Cars are not what they used to be back in the days, guys. Back in the days, it was easy, you know, just a couple of wires, and you know, you could either had bad spark plugs, coils, or wires, or whatever, you know, and they were not that difficult to figure it out. But these newer vehicles, they're just full of sensors, and it's just kind of hard to diagnose these vehicles. A lot of these vehicles do not have mechanical problems. A lot of these vehicles have electronic problems. And if you planning on getting into this business, I would suggest you to try to take some classes, because I know a lot of people don't believe in school, but what I'm about to show you is what I learned in school, and what you're about to learn is not what I learned in school, but everything that I learned in school has helped me to get to this point. It took me a long time to learn this, almost 15 years, and to get good at it. It took me a long time to get good at this, but a lot of people out there think that I'm very smart, but I'm not really that smart, you know. I just understand how these vehicles work, and if you can understand how things work, you should be able to figure it out, how to fix it, how to go by and fix it. But I think I'm talking too much. Let me just show you what I'm doing, and let me show you why these people cannot figure it out. I'm really good at what I do. I'm really good with electronics. You know, I went to UTI, and those guys, it's a really good school, and those guys are going to teach you everything and anything that you need to know about vehicles. So let me just go ahead and start with this vehicle. I'm going to walk you through step by step, and I'm going to teach you how to troubleshoot these vehicles, because they are getting complex. They are getting complicated, and they have way too many electronics, and this is how people are getting these cars misdiagnosed. So let me show you what I'm doing over here. Here we go. Okay, first thing we got to do is we got to scan the vehicle, and we got to look for codes, you know, look for the obvious. I don't understand how they missed all of these problems and decided to go after the timing chain or spark plugs or coils. I don't understand that, but so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna check for codes. And if you're gonna be in this industry, get yourself a good scanner, guys. When I mean scanner, something that a bi-directional scanner, not something like this. This is just a code reader. You're not gonna be able to do much with it. You're dealing with a lot of computers in this vehicle, so you have to have a computer that can support all of these computers. This is not gonna support the computers in here. This is just a code reader, that's it. So I know a lot of people, I see it on TikTok, on everything, and everybody's like, yeah, I get a good scanner. This is not a scanner, this is just a code reader. But anyway, so we're gonna scan this vehicle. I already scanned this vehicle, so I'm gonna go to previews. It's a 14 and it's got the 1.5. I think I said 1.6 earlier, but this is a 1.5. And we're just gonna hit continue, and we're gonna go to engine, and we're gonna look for codes, memory codes. Okay, and boom, there you have it. p0073 ambient air temperature sensor circuit 8 high. And then we have the p007D charge air cooler temperature sensor circuit high. And then we got the p0098 intake air temperature sensor 2 circuit high. p0108 manifold absolute barometric pressure sensor circuit. Okay. And then we have the p0118 engine coolant temperature sensor 1 circuit high. But we got more, that's not it. And then over here we got the p0238 turbocharger supercharger boost sensor 8 circuit high. And the 1299 is because it's not reading the coolant temperature sensor. That's why the 1299 is there. I deleted these codes, and there was another one. I can't remember which one it was, but it was like a few pressure sensor or something like that. Let me see if it comes back. Let me see if it comes back. Manifold, engine coolant, air temperature, no. Manifold. It's not coming back up. It's got incorrect response from immobilizer, but we're gonna get to it. Like, the card is not gonna do anything. Notice that our temperature keeps coming back on. The car thinks that it's getting hot, but it thinks that it's getting hot because it cannot see the temperature sensor. It pretty much lost communication with the temperature sensor. So that's why I say engine coolant over temperature, but really it's not hot because we haven't even started the car yet. So and that goes back to the 1299. The 1299, as you can see, cylinder head over temperature protection active. When you get a 1299, it doesn't necessarily mean that your car is getting hot, but there's a problem with the coolant system. So what the computer is gonna do is gonna disable the vehicle. It's gonna disable the vehicle, but it's gonna allow you to drive off the freeway. It's gonna go into limping mode. And this car, that's what this car was doing. It was starting, and it was running really rough, and there was no gas pedal. Like, you could have floored and it wouldn't do anything. It would move, but it wouldn't do anything. And a lot of the times, the cylinder head, the 1299 disables everything, but that's to protect the engine, and it'll allow you to just get off the freeway, park the car, let it cool off, and once the 1299 comes on, it's not gonna let you do anything, but the car is not gonna run fast. It's maybe 20-30 miles, but once you see that, just stop, park the car, either get a tow truck to get it to a shop or to your house, but don't keep on driving the car, because all you're gonna do is just gonna ruin the car or the engine or transmission. By the way, this I'm missing 2 codes right here. The transmission range sensor, transmission temperature sensor, and the what was the other one? Because I deleted them, and since the car doesn't start, they're not popping back up. But I'm gonna put them on the description what they are, the 2 that I'm missing right now. But anyway, so let me show you. I got my diagrams, because I mean, you guys already know me. I don't work without a diagram. So let me show you what I found and how to start breaking down this problem. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we're gonna start with the p0073 ambient air temperature sensor. I mean, that one doesn't really matter because it's not part of the circuit. I think this car has been in a crash, and somebody replaced the bumper and forgot to plug in that sensor. It is important. The sensor is important because that is tied up to the like, if it's missing, the car will think that it's really cold out here, like -40 degrees, and what the car will do is gonna inject more fuel because it thinks it's cold, and it will try to balance the air fuel mixture. So the colder the air, the more dense it's gonna be. The hotter the air, the less dense it's gonna be. So when it's cold, you're gonna need more fuel, and when the air is hot, you're gonna need less fuel. But I'm not gonna get into that yet. That's something else. The p007D, that's the charged air cooler temperature sensor. I got them labeled over here, the 98, the 108, 118. Let me see. This is the p0073, which is number 1 on the list. Be high rear end or front grille ambient air temperature. We're not gonna mess with this yet, because this is not even part of the circuit. So what's part of the circuit is gonna be charger air coolant temperature sensor. That's not part of the circuit either, but I unplugged this sensor because there's a problem here. And before you go about replacing parts or sensors on these vehicles, you need to find out the cost, the root of the problem. Why do we have this problem? What caused this problem? And that took out all these sensors, because it took out a lot of sensors. And if we're gonna fix this problem, we need to fix the root of the problem, because if we fix this problem and we don't fix the root of the problem, it's gonna do it again. Does that make any sense? So whenever you're fixing something, you got to find out what happened, what caused this problem, and you have to fix the cause of the problem too, not just what it took out, but the root of the problem. Okay, so that's number 2, but we're not gonna worry about that yet. So number 3, I'm just going down the list, the p0098, and that's the intake air temperature sensor 2. So that's p009N, p0098, air intake temperature sensor circuit 2 high. And then we're gonna go, that's 3, that's 4, we're gonna go to 4, and this is the absolute manifold absolute pressure and temperature sensor. And then we're gonna go to number 5, which is the engine coolant temperature sensor. And let me see, number 6, turbocharger boost pressure sensor. That'll be number 6. And the 2 that I'm missing here is the this one right here. This is the transmission fluid temperature sensor signal. And I'm also, the code I'm missing in here. Like I said, I erased the codes and I was trying to duplicate the problem, but these 2 did not come back. And I'm gonna show you why I'm pointing this out. So this is the fuel rail pressure sensor, and as you can see, all of these sensors have a common signal. I don't know if you've ever seen the yellow green. That yellow green travels all the way over here. So it travels all the way over here, and the fuel rail pressure sensor is connected to it, and then it goes right here to the cylinder head engine coolant temperature sensor. By the way, this sensor has been changed like 2 or 3 times, so just know that. But there's a communication problem here, and then if you go down right here, it connects to the manifold absolute pressure sensor. And then if you go down right here, it'll go to the intake air temperature sensor 2. Remember, the p0098. And they all share the same signal wire. Now you following me? See, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 sensors, and I'm just trying to walk you step by step, because there's no way. I've never seen this many sensors going out on one vehicle. There's no way. There's no way. So, so this wire goes right here. It's gonna be the yellow green, so we're gonna follow this wire, yellow green. It turns into a 4, so we're gonna follow this wire, 4, 4, and it turns into 8, 8, and it goes to the turbocharger boost pressure sensor, and that's the 0238, number 6. And I think I covered pretty much all of these sensors that are on our scanner. And so that should tell you right there, there's not a mechanical problem on this vehicle. If all of these sensors are taken out, that can't be a mechanical problem. That's a electronic issue. What we're gonna test right here, because let me see, where did it goes? It goes right here. So we're gonna test this yellow green, which is 20 signal. We're gonna test this 20 right here. But what I want to point out is that this sensor right here, right? p007D. I disconnected this sensor, and as you can see, the signal goes, the yellow violet goes all the way to, it turns blue, 19. So it goes to 19, which is right next to the 20, right? This, by the way, this is the PCN. It's just, I know it shows right here the PCN. It'll be about one plug probably. It shows the PCN. It shows the PCN. I don't expect you to understand all of these shenanigans. You don't have to. You don't have to understand it. But if you want to understand it, then that's when school comes into place. You got to go to school. You got to understand what it means, what they do, and you need to understand how to trace them. So right now I'm just walking you step by step, and I'm just showing you the correlation on all of these sensors that our scanner is reading. And so therefore there's not a mechanical problem, it's an electronic problem. So next step we're gonna do, we're gonna check our wiring harness, and we're gonna check for this yellow green, which is number 20. Okay, so let me just get everything set up, and I'm gonna, I don't know, might be a little pain in the butt, because I might have to open and close this hood to kind of walk you through. Oh, whatever. Let me just go ahead and pop the hood. Okay, so we underneath under the hood of the car, I already unplugged this. This is the PCM right here, and this is the plug that we are after. Remember, we need to test pin number 20. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. Let me take this shit out of here. Let me see if you're gonna be able to see it. So right there, it says 16. So that's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so we're gonna test this pin right here. One lead is gonna go to one side. What I'm trying to accomplish here is I want to make sure that I don't have a broken wire. So this is why I'm going after the plug, because there are let me back out a little bit. This is your main wire, and they're gonna be splices right here, and they're gonna be splices right here, and they're gonna be splices down there. What I want to do is I want to check for continuity, and I want to make sure that the wire is not broken, because if it's broken right here, then it's gonna take out all those sensors. So if this is broken, if we have a bad wire, a burnt wire, a pinch wire, a broken wire, then right here, somewhere right here, it's gonna take out all the sensors. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna count. Oh, one more thing. Notice I'm using this fine needles right here. You don't wanna just poke your connector with just anything. You gotta have these points, you know, these ends right here. They're very tiny. They're very small. I can front probe and I can back probe, and it's not gonna hurt anything. But if you're gonna front probe, make sure that you have these little tiny ones. And if you're gonna back probe, same thing. It's not gonna hurt anything if you back probe from behind here. But if you start front probe and you're using something else, you most definitely gonna damage the plug, And if you damage this plug, you're gonna be a lot of problems. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There you go. And now what I want to do is I just want to check for continuity. This is your map sensor, fuel pressure sensor, coolant temperature sensors down there. I got the plug off right here. Turbocharged temperature sensor. I forgot what this one is called. So it's basically like 5, 6 sensors. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right here. 5 plus the transmission temperature sensor, which is down there. But we don't need to go that far. We don't have to go that far. It's somewhere down there. I mean, I gotta take this out. As long as we have continuity from the main plug all the way over here, that shouldn't be a problem. And then if it's a problem, we're gonna have that code for the fluid temperature sensor. But mainly, I want to test these sensors out here, which I don't think the wire's not broken. It's not that I don't think, I was gonna say I don't think the wire's broken. I know the wire's not broken, and the sensors are not bad. So let me just show you. Maybe I'm spoiling it for you. I'm gonna put this on a stand. Let me see. And just remember, we're going after the green, yellow. Yeah, we're going after the green, yellow. So we're gonna start with our, yeah, you can't see. Let me see if I can back out a little bit. We're gonna start with our map sensor. So what you want to do is, we got one end into the plug, so we're gonna go to continuity. And then the other end, we're gonna check the connectors. Before you do this, make sure you disconnect your battery, because if you poke the wrong wire, you might end up frying your computer. So make sure, I already disconnected the negative side of the battery. So just make sure you disconnect the battery, because like I said, if you poke the wrong wire, you're going to fry your computer. So we're gonna start with the map sensor. I know it's yellow and green, and I just want to make sure that we have continuity here. So that means our wire is good right here. And now I'm gonna go to my fuel sensor, and we're gonna check for continuity right here. It's the one in the middle, so that means we're good. So we got we got a good wire right there. And now we're gonna go to our temperature sensor right here for the turbocharge, and we're gonna poke on the green, yellow, and that tells us that our wire is good. So, now we're gonna go to the turbocharge charge pressure sensor, I think that's what it's called, and we're gonna go after the yellow, green. So that means this is good. This is good. Are you able to see me? Yeah, you should be able to see me. And then we're gonna go to our temperature sensor as well, and we're just gonna make sure for continuity. So we are after the yellow, green. Okay, so that's good. And I disconnect this one because remember, like I with this. This sensor is leaking oil. It's leaking oil, and this is the one that measures the coolant temperature for the charge pipe. So what's happening is that there's a lot of pressure, and he already busted this sensor right here, and now the oil, let me see, the oil is coming out of this sensor and it's going into the plug, and it's going into the wires, and it's traveling all the way from the harness all the way back to that plug. I wish I was able to show you. I mean, I already cleaned the plug, but the plug right there, it was full of oil. And remember, that's 19 and these are 20, so they right next to each other. So when I remove, let me turn this off. So when I remove this plug right here, all of this was full of oil right here. I mean, I got brake clean and blow it off, and the computer as well, it was full of oil right here. It's full of oil right here, and I was like, yeah, I found the problem, so I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it, put some dielectric grease, plug it back in. It should work fine. Next thing I know, it's not working fine. It's still having the problem. So our sensors are okay. Our harness is good. So what else is there? Our computer. Our computer, let me see if I can plug this back in. Temperature sensor is like right here. It's kind of hard to get to it. Anyway, so what I did, I mean, I didn't do that, but see, this car came from a guy that his mentality is, hey, just let me know what's wrong with it. I'll buy the parts and I'll bring them to you. And that's the mentality that he has, because I think he's trying to save money. So he bought this used computer. He brought it to me, and then he's like, yeah, what do we need next? I was like, we need to program this computer to the key, otherwise it's not gonna start. I said, oh, don't worry about it. I got a person that does that. Then again, I got people that do this for me, you know, and I trust them, and I go with them. But this guy, a lot of times people come to you and people wanna fix their problem their way. But the advice that I want to give you today is like, don't try to fix this problem your way, because you're not even a mechanic, you know. Let me just do my job. Let me just take care of it, because I already got the connections. I know how to do it. So anyway, so I let it do. I just gave him the diagnostic. This is what's wrong with it. The computer went bad. You're gonna need another computer, and it's gonna have to be reprogrammed. So he went and got his parts. He went and got his guy that supposedly was gonna rewrite the VIN number and program the computer to the VIN. But I don't think it went that way. But I'm not gonna get in the middle of that. The car started running now. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna plug this computer. This computer is the key is being programmed to this computer, and this is where we're gonna have a problem. I mean, I'm not gonna have a problem because I already figured out what the problem is, and I told him what to do, but he went and did it his way. So he's gonna have a problem. My job here is done. Let me go ahead and hook up this computer, and I'm gonna hook up the temperature sensor because it's kind of hard to get to it, and I'm gonna show you what's going on now. I'm gonna clean these up too. This card is filthy, so I'll be right there. Let me just plug everything back in. We don't have a problem with our sensors, we don't have a problem with our harness, and after that there's nothing else. There's no fuses, there's nothing else. So my diagnostic is we have a bad PCM, and we're gonna put this in, we're gonna plug this in, and we're gonna see. Okay, let me wash up and plug everything back in, and see if we can get rid of the codes. Okay, I got everything plugged in. I plugged the computer, and I plugged the coolant temperature sensor down there. I did not remove the old computer for right now, but I just want to point something out. This is a Chevrolet computer, and I just want you to see how similar the Chevrolet computer, because it says Bosch and AC Delco. And I just want you to keep this in mind, because this is a Chevrolet and this is a Ford, and I don't know if you can notice the similarities. And this one it says Bosch, but it says Fomoco. So it's either somebody's cheating in here because even the transmissions, they are the same as the Chevrolet. The seal transmissions are the same as the Chevrolet. I mean, not exactly the same, but very similar. The transmissions are very similar to the Chevrolet 6P. The 6P transmission, Chevrolet and Ford are very similar. Actually, you can even swap out parts. I mean, you got to know what you're doing before you start swapping out parts. You cannot just swap out anything, you know. You have to know what you're doing. But some of these Ford parts, you can use them for the Chevrolet transmission, the 6P. But anyway, that's another story. Right now we got everything connected. We got our computer, junkyard computer connected, and we had our what's it called, locksmith come in and program the keys to that computer. But that's not the outcome that I was looking for. On the Chevrolet computers, you cannot install a used computer on a Chevrolet car. The computer has to be brand new, and it has to be a virgin computer, and then you have to send it to the dealership or somebody that has access to program the VIN to the computer. But it has to be a virgin, a brand new computer that has not a VIN number written in it. Otherwise, nobody's going to program this computer, a used computer. I know some people say, yeah, I can do it, but what they're doing, because I can already see this happen to that. He just programmed the keys to that computer, and it's got a different VIN number. So what I would suggest you to do is either buy a brand new computer and let the dealer order a new computer from the dealer, and let the dealer program it. I know they're very expensive, but that's one way to go. The other way to figure it out is to get a computer like this one. You know, this is the same year, same engine, same trim, so it's compatible with that computer. And you can take these two computers and have them clone. You have to bring the original one, and what they do is, like, from the original one, they're gonna remove the chip, the memory chip, and they're gonna install the memory chip, or I don't know how they do it. They did it like that for me one time. They removed the memory chip and put it to the other computer. But like I was saying, it was very similar. The part number were very close to it. The year, the model, the trim, the engine, everything was the same, so I didn't have no problem. So you can clone those computers, or you can buy a new one. You can buy a new one from the dealership, order it, and you can install it yourself, and then drive it to the. You can, if the car runs fine, you can drive it to the dealership, and then install the new one, and have the dealership program that computer for you. That's one way. Like I said, the other way is going to be cloning the computer. So let me show you. We're going to go back here, and we're going to start this vehicle, and we're going to make sure that the first thing we got to do, oh shit, oh, the negative cable. Yeah, I forgot the negative cable. Oh shit. Okay. Now we're good. We got power. Key on. Shut up. Key on, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna clear all of our codes. We're gonna clear all of them. Done. And like I said, the keys are programmed to that computer. Now we're gonna start this car. Okay, the car started. Notice that we don't have that message anymore. The coolant temperature, or the 1299 overheating protection mode. We don't have none of that. So we're gonna scan our computer. We're gonna go to memory codes, continue. And oh, the bypass valve, control A. I forgot to connect that one, but only the supercharged bypass valve A came back, and the ambient air temperature sensor. So the ambient temperature sensor, they're gonna have to, let me cut it off. They're gonna have to do it themselves, because in order to get to it, you gotta remove this bumper and do some work over here, but that's not what the car came for. So this is the sensor that I forgot to plug in. This sensor will have to be replaced again. It will have to be replaced because it's leaking oil, and it's shooting oil through the harness, and it's shooting oil all the way back to the computer. So once that computer gets filled up with oil, it's gonna fry it again. So this is the main cause of the problem. But right now, for demonstration purpose, I'm gonna just run it, and I'm gonna make sure none of those codes come back. That's why the car came here for, because it wasn't running right. And let's go ahead and delete those codes, or that code again. The p0035, we're gonna delete them again. Start the car. Memory codes. And remember, this card, no matter how many times I deleted the codes would have come back right away. So the only thing we got left is the ambient air temperature sensor, but that's another story, so they're gonna have to do that themselves. I'm pretty much done. I did take this car for a test drive, and it runs fine. It does have another issue. This car has another issue. But as you can see, the car came here for a bunch of problems. Everything is pretty much wiped out. This code's not coming back. I think it's doing that because the sensor, if the car senses that the temperatures, the air temperature out here is -40. Let me show you. I think it's gonna show it right there. See, it says -40. That's the ambient temperature. So the car is thinking that it's frozen out here, but it's not. I mean, it's like 8 o'clock and we're still like 90 degrees out here. Jesus Christ. So the car is thinking that the air out here is cold, and also that will interfere with the air conditioning because this one has a grill shutter. It'll close the grill and it'll open it and it'll close the grill. But anyway, so that's another story. My job here is done, and this guard is ready to get it out of here. Like I was saying at the beginning of the video, guys, it took me a long time to learn all this. I did spend a lot of money on school. I spent a lot of money on my scanner. I know that some people are gonna laugh about it, about this scanner back in 2013, and for the last 9 years I did 9 upgrades, which is like $1,200 per year. So you do the math, it's like almost $10,000 on upgrades and $5,000 that I invest on the tool. I mean, it adds up. And but this is the kind of tools that you need. This is what you have to have. And the diagrams that I pull out, I'm paying for this old data program, and it's costing me at least $200, $250, somewhere like that. So I have to pay that monthly. You know, this is why I gotta charge people for what I know. You know, I mean, because I have to cover all these costs right here. I mean, this computer, you know, it literally cost me like 15 grand. You know, $1,200 per year, per 9 years. So that's almost $10,000, over $10,000 plus $5,000 I pay for the computer. That's $15,000, over $15,000, and then I'm paying $250, $280 somewhere a month for the subscription on all data. So by the end of the year, I'm spending at least almost $3 grand on all data. But you have to have these tools, guys, if you want to get good at it. But anyway, so my job here is done. This card is, the codes did not come back anymore. You know, a lot of times you have to key on and key off 3 times. And when the computer detects the problem, it'll throw the codes back again. But the only one I get is the p0073. That's another story. They can do it. They can figure it out. But thank you for watching, guys. I hope this video is helpful for you. I hope you guys like this video. And I'm making these videos because I want to save people money. When I was young, mechanics used to screw me up. You know, they took my money, my hard-earned money. You know, and it's still the same thing now these days. I'm not gonna say all mechanics, but a lot of mechanics take advantage of people, and they are taking advantage of people. So that's what made me go. That's pretty much what made me go to school, because I wanted to learn and I was getting burned with all these jobs, and I was getting charged a lot of money. I was losing a lot of money when I started doing this business, because all I wanted to do was buy and sell cars, but everybody started ripping me off. Like, all of the mechanics started ripping me off, and the way I noticed they were ripping me off is because the car came in for one problem, and they, after $1,000 later, they gave me the car, and the problem was still there, the same problem. So that's what made me go to school, and now I'm got really good at it. And I'm telling you guys, if you're gonna get into this business, you have to have some kind of education, some kind of training with the new technology, because this is old technology, and a lot of old school mechanics cannot figure it out. So I don't even want to go to the new technology. It's even more complicated. It's more complex, and you have to have a lot of knowledge, and you have to have a lot of skills on computers. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe. I hope this helped. And if you save you a lot of money, share the money with me. All of those savings, share it with me. By the way, my channel is not being monetized, so I'm gonna try to see if I can do like a GoFundMe, and you don't have to do like you can just donate $1, but I don't know how to do it yet. I'm having a problem with YouTube. My videos are not monetized, so just enjoy the savings, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Y'all take care.